Hello, everybody. My name is Daniella Runyambo, and I don't know where to start. I just got inspired by the previous speaker, and I feel like I don't have anything else to add. But like Jennifer said, I'm just going to share a little bit about me, about my life, and the reason why I'm standing here today. So, as you can tell from my accent, I'm not originally from here. I was born and grew up in Congo, the DRC. And 10 years ago, my family decided to move to the US. I have two parents and 7 siblings. And that's like a small family compared to all the other family I left back home. And so the reason why we moved to the United States wasn't because we just wanted to come and live in this incredible country that everybody wished to live in. It wasn't a choice. It wasn't our choice. It was our parents' choice. Since I was 5 years old, we often had to flee from our own country due to the war. For anybody who knows Congo, it's always, since my parents were born, the country was always in war. And since I was 5 years old, we will always take all our stuff. Well, actually, we'll just run away because there was insecurity back home. And we never get a chance to take anything, really. We will literally wake up if we're in bed or whatever we were and run away. If you're lucky, you'll grab another pair of pants or put an extra dress on top and run. And that, I've been doing that. I had done that since I was 5 years old. I moved from one place to another, one country to another, one city to another. And that was normal. That was all I've known. And honestly, I think I had one of the best childhood. So many times, I share my story and people are like, really? But one thing that our parents made sure that they gave us was a new definition of what family was and what a home meant. For many people, having a home, it's the house, because they had that stability. I grew up with that stability. So it's either I feel bad for my life or find a new way of defining what a home meant to us. And my parents were very lucky because not a lot of people from my community or my tribe were educated. My dad was a physician, and although my mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she had gone to school. So for them, they had another way of viewing life, and they made sure that they instilled that in our hearts so that whatever we'll do and whatever we'll be, we'll have that to accompany us and to be with us in everything we go through. So the 3 things, the 3 values that they share with us was God, family, community service. They told us that whatever you are able to practice your faith, whatever you are able to have a relationship, it doesn't matter long distance or in-home relationship with your family, and wherever you are able to give back to the community, to your neighbor, to a friend, that's what home is, and that's what home meant to our family. So we grew up without caring. Every time we had to run, we'd just be glad that we didn't lose our life, but we'll always feel like we're home everywhere we'll go. Everywhere we'll go and able to practice those 3 values. So, in 2004, we were forced to leave our country again, but this time we never went back to the country. My parents had to make a choice either to go back to our home country where they can still become physician and have their life, but have that life of always instability, or choose to come in this country and lose everything, lose their career and start all over. And they chose to leave everything and bring us here. And I mean everything. Like before we would run and maybe leave clothes and pictures, but they had to leave what made them. My dad being a physician was what he knew. For the 30 years he was a physician, that's all he knew. He had to leave that behind. And my mom I mean, he took care of everybody, not only his 8 children, but everybody else, our home, our house, wherever we'll go, even in the refugee camp, we used to have visitors. Like, I remember we'll go in a refugee camp, and we have like a tent like this to stay in. And for my dad, this is too big. We need to bring other people who don't have a place to stay. We'll always have people at my house. And my mom, that woman, God bless her soul, my mom will take care of everybody without complaining because she felt like that was her calling. So coming in this country meant my mom had to leave all that. And my dad has to leave everything and come here, not knowing what the future will be like. But when we got here, we had the freedom to practice our faith. We had the freedom to have a relationship with our families, and we could still give back. And this country, it was home. So when we moved here, we moved to Maine. Out of all the places, we went to Maine. I mean, I used to love watching movies. American movies were my favorite. They would speak English. I don't speak any English, but they were my favorite. And I loved the snow, and I used to love being in the snow. But when we moved to Maine, I wish I could just watch the snow in the movies and not be in it. So we moved to Maine, and even moving in Maine, we were lucky because I still have both of my parents. Honestly, coming from the place I came from, coming from the community I lived in, and being from my tribe in the Congo, it's a blessing to still have both parents. I have a big family. Some of us are biological siblings. Some of us are, adopted siblings. Some of them saw their parents being taken away from them. So for me, still, both my parents was such a blessing. So we moved here, and we lived in apartments to apartments, like 2-bedroom apartment to 3-bedroom apartment. And but all was important was that we were together, and we could do everything. We could give back. We would volunteer. I mean, volunteer is a big thing in my family. Like, I work 2 jobs, and I still spend 20 hours of volunteers every time, like here in Chapel Hill. So I volunteer. Like, giving back, it's everything. I mean, it's such. It's something that it's all we know, honestly. It's all we know in my family. So when we moved to Maine, we had it. It can be, I mean, I remember going to class, and some people would be, talking about people living on food stamp and stuff like that. And they were always like, say, when people are living under poverty, but when we go home, actually, we will laugh about it. Because other people might see, oh, these people, this income and this amount, and these people, this is under the poverty line. But when we go home, we have so much peace that all that didn't mean anything. My mom always told us, I remember my mom always told us, and I think my little sister can tell, she will come to us, all of us, and she will always say, you guys have like a how do you call those secret account? And she'll say, each and every one of you has like $100,000 in there. So you will never lack anything because there's this secret account that every one of you has. And she always tells us that being poor, it's all in your head. Because you can define what life means to you. You can define how you choose to see things. When people look at us and we're sharing one tiny, room with 5 of my sisters, for us, we share memories. That's all we see. We see how much time we spend with each other, how much we know each other. There's nothing that one of us can do without the other person to knowing it. And when we moved to this country, there's so many changes that were happening. But nothing never ever shook us because we had each other. I mean, spending some time with someone, not only in the same house, but in the same bed, you learn so much. And you are never alone. So when other people will see, will categorize things depending on income and smaller house and room and all that, we will choose. It's a choice. We made a choice to see life in a different angle, and we gave it meaning. We gave everything that we had meaningful to us, and that helped us go through everything. So we moved to Chapel Hill because we couldn't take the cold anymore. My mom couldn't bear the cold anymore, and she moved here. because she heard that this was the best place to bring children because of the education. Education wasn't a choice. Most people, education is a choice. When I came in this country, I heard people saying, oh, I'll choose to go to college or not go to college. I was like, wait, that's a thing? Like, people make a choice to go to college. In my house, education is not a choice. It's a must. And my parents made sure that they told us that. They told us that you are not just going to get your education because you want a career out of it. But it's giving you all the necessary everything that you need to be able to navigate life. You are learning to live with other people. You are learning to know how to even asking questions. Because where I come from, people would kill each other for no reason. You'll come to someone and be like, hey, this person has a pointy nose, the other one has a larger nose, you're not the same, and they'll take a machete and kill you. That was a thing. And it wasn't because those people just had hate in them. I think they were just not educated enough to be able to take what was true, what was meaningful, what was important. So for our family, we had to be educated to be able to learn how to even make certain decisions in our life. So when my mom heard that North Carolina was the place to go, she heard Duke and UNC, she was like, that's where we're moving. So literally, that's how we took our bags and moved here. And so we moved to Chapel Hill. And we heard about Habitat. I don't know how my dad found out about Habitat, but he found out about Habitat. So what this place is giving us is stability, honestly. There's certain things that we can never have back, like our baby pictures. I don't think I can go back and get those. There's certain things that we can never, there's certain maybe memories that we can never get back. But we have a new beginning that we can start. And what Habitat is giving us, it's stability and the freedom to do exactly what we've been doing all these past years. Is to be able to have more show our faith and have the freedom to put God first and live our life as good Christian, because we are, is to be able to have that relationship with our family. And is to be able to be stable enough to be able to give back. My home can be open again to welcome people, because that's what our family know. We know how to do that best, like welcoming anyone and everyone. And that's what makes us happy. That's what makes us who we are. And it's giving us a freedom to plan. Our childhood, we survived. We were living in survival mode. We were always surviving. Growing up, always surviving. And then when we moved here, we started living. We're like, oh, there's more to life than, 12 p.m., they start shooting, you go under the desk, you go home early, and then the next day you go back to school. There's more than that. You can actually start living your life. So Habitat is giving us an opportunity to start planning. So many times, they were saying some people go back home. I finished school and then I went back home because I didn't have the freedom to just go and find my own apartment or choose the state that I want to live in, because I always had to come back home and help. I love helping. But sometimes I feel like now I have the freedom to do that, to go and find my own apartment. I mean, I'm 25. I feel like I shouldn't be living with my parents anymore. But with that Habitat home, that opportunity wasn't a choice. But now I have a choice. I can stay home because I choose to, not because I have to. My siblings, they do so great at school. And sometimes they just want to go away and go to school somewhere else, go to university somewhere else. And living in this tiny apartment, everybody putting in $20, $30, $100 to pay the apartment doesn't give us enough freedom to do that. So having a Habitat home means that my sisters can actually go to college, to whatever state they want, because they have that freedom. And my youngest sister, she's the only one, all my 7 siblings, they're all done with high school, and they're all now either graduate from college or in college, which is pretty amazing. And Lydia is the only one left at home, who's going to be going to high school next year. And now she will have a place to do her homework without 7 people passing by all the time and, and telling her how she didn't do this and she needs to do this first. And she can plan. She can start planning without worrying about anything. Because honestly, when everything is that tight, you can tell from your parents' face that they're not doing good. When that first of the month is coming, you can tell that there's something, there's some tension. But now, having this affordable home, we can actually live freely and start planning to do many more things because we have that freedom. Even the siblings who couldn't help financially, we have that connection in my house that when someone is not doing good, everybody kind of feel it and take it in. And it was kind of tough to see my siblings seeing that, going through that, whether they're going through high school and college. But having this opportunity and having this home, it's giving us the freedom to just do everything freely without worries and planning for a brighter future, not just surviving, not just living, but planning. Some of us can plan to get married because we know that our grandchildren will go to a home to see their grandfather. And it's giving my parents an opportunity to actually own a home. When we're back home, we had enough to own, 2 houses, but it's kind of funny because we never lived in any of them. We visited them, but we never had a chance to live in any of them because we had one home and we'll go there and then the war will start. We'll just have to leave the country. We had another home in another country and something else will happen and we'll have to leave the country. So we never really lived in a home, in any home really. And we never lived in one home or in one house or in one apartment more than 3 years. It never happened. That stability, we never had it. So having that house means that my parents can have also their own stability. My dad stopped working since he came here. He couldn't be a physician anymore because his credential couldn't transfer. So he's always wanting to go back to the country and start helping those that he left behind. So having an affordable home can actually give him an opportunity to move back home. Not to move, but to go back home and visit and help those who are in need. And my mom doesn't have to work so much because she will have enough to take care of us. So we thank you so much for all you do. Honestly, sometimes people come and volunteer, but the impact that you make and you do, it's pretty amazing. And my house, the whole my family is so blessed and so happy. And you've taken us from one place to another and better place because of the hours that you spend here volunteering, giving. We are more blessed. I don't know what to say. and you are able to provide my parents something that as children, when your parents give up everything for you, you always want to give them something back. And our dream was to be able to give them a home to call their own. So we thank you for giving them the gift that we always wanted to give them when they're still strong and able actually to live in it. Because by the time Lydia will grow up and be able to build them a house, they might be too old to actually live in the house. So you are providing our parents with a gift that we always wish we can give them. So thank you so much, and God bless you.